Right. Hello, everyone.
Hello, people.
Welcome back to Kopi Panas podcast. My name is Nazmi,
And I am Anne.
and as always, welcome to Kopi Panas, your cup of inspiration.
Your cup of
Yeah,
inspiration.
I almost hesitated there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, are we gonna jump in straight away, or are we gonna talk something a bit about what's going on?
Before we start,
Yep.
okay, I'm just going to ask everyone out there who's watching, please pray for our little Angel's health because lately she's been throwing up bile. Angel is our cat, by the way. She's a ragdoll cat.
Ragdoll cats.
Ragdoll, I think.
Yeah.
Right? And she's been throwing up bile lately. So we took her to emergency to a vet this morning.
Mhm.
But the doctor said she was okay because he checked her temperature. It was fine. But she was a little bit flatulent because she
Yep.
hasn't been eating. So the main problem is actually she hasn't been eating. So we're trying to force feed her with wet food and everything. So
Liquids and such. Yeah.
yeah, and I just if we all pray for her, maybe she'll recover faster.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling it's going to be a gloomy week because of her health, just like Nugget last time. But
Yes.
yeah, we just pray
And let's just
hope for
hope
the
that
best.
for the next few days she's gonna recover and such. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, is there any interesting thing happened lately?
Speaking of when the guy when I don't know if he was a vet or he was just working there. I have no
Okay.
idea because it was a new vet. Okay, our usual veterinary was closed this
Okay.
morning, so we took her to a new one. And as he was taking her temperature, old style.
Yep.
He looked like an experienced vet. Okay, so yeah, and he just poked her butt with the temperature. What do you call it? Thermometer.
The thermometer.
He just
Yeah.
poked her butt with no gloves on. Talk about being professional.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, without any safety attire. You call it safety equipment.
PPE, we call it.
PPE, yeah, yeah.
You know, he
Yeah.
just treated a dog before Angel, so God knows what the dog has. And then he just like rammed the thermometer into Angel's butt. And I was like, oh my God, the horror. So yeah, so that made me think, oh my God, people and not wearing gloves. What's wrong with that?
I mean, did you notice about the surroundings of the place?
Yeah, and the
I mean, the
surrounding,
condition.
it looked a bit like a clinic Taiwan, government clinic where under budget.
For me, it feels
Yeah.
like when you're in this futuristic the black market.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, no. It's like when you try to buy something from the black market and then you just go to this one dodgy place and
Yeah.
then and then the guy has something in the stack of his stuff and all, and he just took out some thermometer and then just use it without even
Yeah.
sanitize or whatever, right? Yeah. so-
But I like the way he expertly does things. Okay, that's
And-
a thumbs up for that.
Mm.
But the environment, the creepiness, the gloominess, I was like,
It's
wow.
not that creepy because he handles everything over there.
I guess.
Mm.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the story about this morning, and it made me think, what's up with people not wearing gloves when doing their jobs? Okay, remember this morning what happened when we went out to buy some breakfast?
Yep, takeaways. Yep.
Okay, so he wanted to eat some nasi lemak at his regular shop.
Yep.
Okay, and as we drove towards the regular shop, we passed by this
One
makcik and
stall,
this
yeah.
this elderly makcik and uncle. So they were selling nasi kerabu and nasi lemak. So I was like, okay, I feel like I want to help out this couple.
Yep.
Because they seem old and they seem like they're just doing business to survive in this pandemic.
Mhm.
So I told him that I want to eat food from that gerai.
Yep.
Okay. So he
I mean, just trying it out, right?
yeah, just trying it
Mhm.
just to support that makcik and pakcik. So he made a U-turn and he went down and bought the food.
Yeah, I
and
went down and helped, out of good grace. So I help you to get some nasi kerabu,
out of
right?
responsibility.
Yeah.
So I was observing,
Yeah.
okay, inside the car, and I noticed that nasi kerabu, they have all these tauge. What do you call tauge in English? Bean sprouts.
Bean
They have all
sprouts,
these coconut flesh and all of these ingredients. And suddenly I noticed her using her bare hands, no glove, no nothing, just put her hand inside the keropok. The container,
yep,
the keropok
Full
is
of chips. Would you call it chips or is it just?
I don't know. It's keropok.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, we call it
it's-
keropok.
Yeah, it's fish chips, something like that. She just used her bare hands and she put inside the container and she just like
She just squeezed it out.
she just like crop on my rice, and I'm like,
The horror.
the horror. Why, Makcik? Why? and it made me lose my appetite. Okay, and it was like a kind of expensive. It was 8-9 ringgit, right?
It was for a small portion of nasi
Yeah.
kerabu, it's a bit over.
I don't mind the portion.
overpriced.
I just couldn't stand the handling.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you use your bare hands? God knows what you have touched, what you have scratched.
I don't know.
this
Maybe
morning.
because of the term air tangan.
Ew. It only works if you're family.
And
you're
if there are
not
no
family,
they actually haven't. There's no pandemic. If there's no pandemic or
no,
what,
it's
whatever.
still not okay because I
course.
don't see any running water that she can use to wash her hands. Right?
Okay, yeah, that
That's
makes
what-
sense.
that's what
Because
I
it's just a stall by itself, right?
It was.
Yeah,
And-
not even a pail of water prepared on the side or whatever.
And that's what I
Yeah.
said. I don't know what she was scratching, what she was touching, and she just went crap, crap, crap on my rice.
Wait, did you eat it?
I was like, yeah. It only took me like, I don't know, 2 or 3 bites and then I
Yeah,
was
of
done.
course, yeah.
Okay, it was disgusting, guys. Come on, if you want to sell food, especially, please handle it in an appropriate way. Okay, wear gloves. I
I
mean,
mean, make your hygiene now as a priority, right?
yeah, if you're not going to use spoons or spatula or whatever, then put gloves on your hand. Put plastic gloves. I'm sure
the
they're not
plastic
that
glove
expensive.
it's that cheap, right? It's
Yeah,
like
it's cheap.
$5 bucks.
Yeah, the one that you throw away.
Yeah, the
ones,
disposable
right? Mm.
gloves. Yeah, not the
So-
latex one. Yeah.
So that happened this morning. 2 ungloved hands touching. One of them touched
Unsanitized,
Angel's
yeah.
butt, and one of them touched my kropo.
Well, luckily it's not the same person who's handling both,
It could
right?
have been. Imagine that vet handling food after
No.
that.
What's more interesting was one of the customer went there without having any mask on.
That's been going on for a while.
Yeah, and it's almost like a normalization for them, right? It's like they just almost ignore all these standard procedures, whatever.
It's so
for
freaking
safety reasons and all.
annoying.
Yeah.
Especially the ones on motorcycles, if you
Yeah,
notice.
that's the one I'm
right?
actually meant. Yeah.
If they stop by to buy some food, they just couldn't make some effort to put on a mask or just kain or something.
You just put something to cover yourself.
No, they just
Cover your face or whatever. I mean, for God's sake, we actually try to buy some food, the type of substance that we put in ourselves, right? So what
So-
if there's a lot of germs or whatever?
So it made me
COVID.
rethink in supporting all these makcik and pakcik. How do you expect us to keep buying your food if the way you're handling them is so disgusting?
It's not just disgusting.
So-
disgusting is a strong word.
It is disgusting. It's not a strong word. What she's doing to my food, the one I'm
Okay.
putting inside my mouth, is disgusting. You cannot. Okay, when it comes to food, you cannot. You
No.
cannot main
Okay.
with how you handle it. Okay.
Alright.
So yeah, it's disgusting. Please, I don't know. Just be very hygienic when it
Be
comes to handling
responsible.
food. Yeah.
Please be responsible.
He
mean-
thinks it's alright. It's alright. I don't think so. For me, when,
Well, I wouldn't say it's all right. It's
Yeah.
just it's something that's already been. It's like it's so people are so used to it, so it's like it's a normal thing already.
I am not used to it. I've never
Mm.
seen my food being handled like that. I mean, I can go to cheap stores
Mhm.
and they're still more hygienic than that.
Yep.
I can go to pasar malam and
But that
they'll
one
be-
is the worst. That one's actually the worst because if you actually just take some dry food, maybe like just put it like this, still okay. But if you just grab it and you just squeeze it out like like this,
Okay,
Yeah.
you think there's a
there's a line.
there's a line. I don't think so. When it comes to food, dry or non-dry or whatever, you don't use your bare hands. You don't touch your food. Even kueh also like that.
Yeah.
You don't touch
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
you don't touch. Even though it's a curry puff, curry puff are very
Yeah, yeah,
dry, and
yeah.
you still don't use your bare hands and then give it to strangers. No. If it's family, no problem. Makcik,
Okay.
auntie, tak ada masalah. It's okay.
Yep.
But when it comes to strangers and you selling that food,
Yep.
I don't think so. There's no line there. There's a clear rule that you shouldn't touch food with your bare hands. What do you think?
Wow, such a strong approach.
Yeah, what do you think? I mean, like, do you agree with it's okay if it's dry food, it's not wet food? Do you agree with that? Or do you think it's just like totally disgusting, no matter dry or wet? If you touch the food and you give to other people, it's just wrong.
Speaking of which,
Mm.
I had some similar experience. When
Mhm.
I was working and I want to grab some lunch,
Mm.
so I went to buy some takeaways,
Mm.
and as always, I bought this mixed rice. Okay, so I picked up the food that I wanted, right? So when I went to the cashier, she actually took my food, all right. So and then she examined, the culture here, right? So if you want to determine how much it's gonna cost, you have to look at it based on the size, based on how many you take. You take, like, for example, how many chickens you take. And okay, to my surprise, she actually use her hand to like check if there are any hidden food underneath my rice or
Ew.
whatever.
And
Yeah,
how do you feel about
of
that?
course, disgusted.
Exactly. That's how I felt when that makcik was crumbling the keropok on my rice.
Yep.
It's disgusting. You at least prepare some spoons or some forks there just to, if you really want to check out whatever he's hiding, right? So
Yep.
yeah, when it comes to handling food, come on man, you have to be really
It's very
hygienic.
important. Yeah. All right.
Gordon Ramsay would not approve.
Probably he would just like blacklist this person. Like,
I already blacklist this makcik. I'm never buying food from her again.
yeah,
Okay.
I already told you, right? We don't have to buy from them.
Because I like I said, it never happened to me because usually when I go to work, okay, I always go to this nasi lemak gerai.
Yep.
Okay, it's a very small.
We always have a
stall.
guy, right? We always have a regular place.
And
where,
this makcik wears a mask and she actually wears plastic gloves
yep.
and she uses those
That's the tongs. Yeah.
she uses tongs to pick up the chicken, to
Yep.
pick up whatever. So I like this makcik and I assume that most makcik will be like this.
Most.
All makcik.
Well,
actually, not
unfortunately,
most.
you encountered the some type that this group who just ignored everything, right?
I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not how you handle food. That's
Yep.
all I'm saying. I'm never buying from this makcik and pakcik again. Sorry, but
Yeah. All right. Okay. So moving on.
speaking of wrong things,
Okay.
go on.
Okay, yeah.
It's an intro actually. I'm helping him out. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of wrong things,
Okay. So did you know that our brand Kopi Panas, someone actually stole it. I mean, either they stole it or they unaware that they actually use it.
are you asking me or asking
Yeah,
them?
I'm asking you, of course.
Of course, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, we were doing it together that time.
Yep.
We were googling Kopi Panas. Okay, just for fun reasons.
Yep.
And then we noticed that the search resulted into this brand new Kopi Panas podcast branded by some Indonesian
Yep.
couple, right?
Yeah, but the channel it's not the same name as us. It's another name. You can just type Kopi Panas and you'll find it.
They made this channel.
Yes.
And then they made this segment called Kopi Panas Podcast. So I don't know if they stole it from us or not. Okay, because they are influencers from our neighboring country. Okay, I'm not sure if they actually stole our idea and hey, let's do something familiar, but let's boost the followers.
They already have influence,
so
right?
it will be forgotten, right?
Yep.
And that or they just didn't do enough research. Okay.
Because before this started, we actually did tons of research so that we don't actually copy anyone else, to avoid copyright reasons and such. So when we use this name, their segment didn't even come out until a few months back.
When we tried this name, it took us like a week to decide on a name, by the way.
Yep.
Okay, when we finally come up with this name, Kopi Panas, we Googled it, we researched, we checked out if anyone have used this name before, and there was none. Nobody used Kopi Panas Podcast as a brand yet.
Yes.
Okay, so but just last week we found out that these couple and they just used the name Kopi Panas Podcast. So if you search and you found their videos, so I have
There
no.
you go. I mean,
Yeah.
they actually plagiarize. Would you call it plagiarize? Would you call it like,
I don't know because
like copying homeworks?
and the suckiest part is that they're doing better.
I mean, because
So,
they already
ouch.
had subscribers. They already had, they did tons of videos before the podcast became a thing for them, right? So they made like vlogs. They did some tutorials,
Okay.
right?
Sure.
Yep, lifestyle and such. We only started as a podcast, just podcast, right? We didn't even mix and match or whatever, right?
So
So,
that sucked.
yep.
So anyway, please support us and keep supporting us. Okay, who knows? Maybe we'll beat them out
Yep.
of this game, but we're not going to be so bitter about
Nah,
it,
we're
right?
not,
We're just
we're
gonna
not.
let things go.
But I just want to
and
say one thing. They really like to claim everything, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not them if they're not doing it. So
They claim everything except the haze, right?
yeah, that's an old joke, but okay.
Yeah, it is an old joke, but I have to say it.
It's a granddad joke,
Yeah,
but
it's a
okay.
dad joke, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I just hope that I don't know, maybe one day we might become a big thing, right?
Yeah, let's hope so. If you keep
Yeah.
supporting us, then it's not impossible.
Yes.
So
please
please
just tell your friends, tell your family. This is a family. Is it a family friendly? This podcast, do you think?
We've never said anything that's not family friendly, so I guess it's family
I
friendly.
guess so. Yeah. So just like and subscribe to our channel. Yep, we are available on all podcast platforms, including Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple, Google, and of course others. Yeah, you can follow us on Facebook, called Kopi Panas, and also Instagram, Kopi Panas Podcast.
Yeah, and we'll keep it positive as long as you support us.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Let's just hope that we can actually overthrow. I mean, it's a long shot, but it's slowly but surely, right? Yeah. All right. So I think we're good to go.
Okay, we're good to go.
Yeah.
I think so.
So do you
All
feel good after telling about this?
It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't want to stay on the negative side for too
Nah,
long.
nah,
Because
nah,
this-
nah. That's not us. That is not
that's
us.
the point of this podcast is keeping things positive.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess
I guess
we
that's
can wrap
about
up. All right, people.
it. Wrap up.
Wrap
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
See you next time
Yeah.
on Kopi Panas.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.